Well, good afternoon, everyone. Spokane Steve here, and it's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Let's go back to April 30th, 1966. We've got the Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. And welcome, Kenyon Gray. Pleasure to have you, sir. Hope all is well with you. Pair of righties on the mound. Fred Talbot for Kansas City, and you can see by his card he'd be traded to the Yankees later this season. Mel Stottlemyre, the ace of the Yankees, will take the mound for New York. And let's see what they've done in the replay so far. Talbot has made 2 starts. He's 1-0 with a fine 1.80 ERA. 15 innings of work. He's only given up 9 hits. For Stottlemyre, a rough start for Mel. He's 0-3 with a 6.38 ERA. 18 in the 3rd innings. 21 hits allowed. Only 4 walks. 13 Ks. And I've got the stats up, and then we've got only one more game on this date. Yes, Kenyon, I'd say this figures to be a good ball game. Kansas City not too good either, so these teams are pretty evenly matched overall and on the mound. Stottlemyre a little better card, despite the fact that Talbot has had much better results so far, but it's a very small sample size, of course. And I'll get to the starting lineups here in just a second, enjoying my coffee. Holy cow, I gotta tell you. And welcome, Jack Brooks. And Jack sends greetings from a beautiful, cold and sunny day in Long Island. It's cold and overcast here, about 44. Not too bad. I went to the supermarket. I got to tell you, I didn't get up until 9 o'clock this morning. I can't remember the last time I did that, and it was wonderful. The cat woke me up about 5:30 a.m., and I went back to sleep. I got up, used the bathroom, went back to sleep, and slept in, so that was nice. Although I have to admit, when I got up at 9, I went, holy cow, I'm behind. I got to quit thinking like that. Okay, I'm retired. The only thing I'm behind on is the bills. Let's get to the lineups now. We'll get right into this one. For Kansas City, it's going to be Jose Tartabull leading off in center field. Bert Campaneris at shortstop. Manny Jimenez will be in right field hitting third. This is simply a placeholder for the giant Jimenez card, which we'll bring into play with each at bat. Dick Green at second base hitting cleanup, an interesting choice for cleanup by Alvin Dark. Billy Bryan will do the catching and hit fifth. Ken Harrelson at first base. Wayne Causey is at third. Mike Hirschberger's in left field, another interesting choice. Jimenez in right, Hirschberger in left. Hirschberger, of course, with the -4 gun. Personally, I'd put him in right, but I'm not Alvin Dark. And here's Talbot, the pitcher, hitting ninth. For the Yankees, pretty much the same lineup. No, there are a couple changes at the bottom of the order. It'll be Bobby Richardson, of course, leading off at second base. Roy White is in left field. Roger Maris in right field hitting third. Mickey Mantle is in center field in the cleanup spot. Joe Pepitone at first base. Clete Boyer at shortstop. Horace Clark gets the start at third base today, with Tresh getting a day off. And Jake Gibbs will do the catching and bat eighth. Elston Howard also getting a day off. Stottlemyre, of course, hits ninth. Both of these guys, as I understand it, are available for pinch hitting. And boy, Jack, you got that right. I'm not complaining too much, though. I'm doing all right for being on a fixed income. Okay, the Yankees take the field. Stottlemyre concludes his warm-ups as Jose Tartabull steps in. Tartabull off to a blazing hot start this season. He comes into the game leading Kansas City in batting. He's hitting .372. No home runs, but 6 RBIs. So Strat-O-Matic gets the sign from Gibbs. Here's the windup in the first pitch of the game to Tartabull. That's going to be a 5-7 to the left-hander, and he walks him. So not a great way to start off the game with a walk. Or as Yogi Berra once said, what a way to end a winning streak with a loss. And here's Campaneris now. Campy comes in hitting only .152. He has 4 runs batted in. Strat-O-Matic, the right-hander, checks his sign. Now, from the stretch, the pitch to Campy. That's a 4-7 right-handed. Grounder to shortstop. That's going to be 2. Boyer has it to Richardson to Pepitone. Double play. And the runner is erased. And with 2 down, Manny Jimenez will be the batter. Jimenez played sparingly, of course, as you would guess by the computer-only card. This little computer-only card comes into the game hitting .053. He's 1 for 19, does not have an RBI. So he'll play his obligatory 3 at-bats or 7 innings. And then we'll get this oversized card out of the game, most likely. Here's the pitch to Jimenez. It's a 1-6, fly to right field. Maris has it. And the side is retired. So just like that, we've played half an inning. And it is Athletics nothing. Yankees coming to bat here at Yankee Stadium. A Saturday day game, just over 11,000 in the park. So not bad. And yeah, Kenyon, I agree. The names are still there, right? It seems like they should be better than 3 and 10. A lot of the problem has been pitching, of course. Here's Bobby Richardson now to lead things off. Talbot pitched a gem his last start. Many of you might remember that game. Talbot gets the sign from Bryan. Here's the lineup in the pitch to Richardson. It's a 5-10 to the righty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Campy. Campy's a 3E23 as he ranges into the hole. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, he's not going to get that. That's going to be a leadoff single for Richardson. So Bobby Richardson aboard with a leadoff single. Not a threat to steal. Solid base runner. And here's Roy White. White, the switch hitter, comes in batting .341. He's tied with Elston Howard as the Yankees' leading hitter. He has 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Many of you remember that wild extra inning game with the Yankees when he had a home run and then Tresh walked it off with a home run. White batting left-handed. Runner takes his lead. Talbot checks his runner, and from the stretch, the pitch to White is a 6-4 to the left-hander. It's a grounder to third base X. That's going to be Causey, a 3E62. And here's the roll on the play. On a 20, he's got it. His only play is to first. Richardson will take second on that. And there's 1 away. So 5-3X. Richardson moves over to second base with 1 away. And Roger Maris will be the batter. The great Mickey Mantle looming on deck. Talbot gets his sign now into the windup. The pitch to Roger Maris is a 4-9 fly ball into center field. That's going to be playable for Tartabull. He's under it now, and there are 2 down. And here comes Mickey Mantle. Momentary thoughts of putting him on, but it's early, and you still have Pepitone on deck. Mantle, a great card. He has not got on track this season, though. He comes into the game hitting only .194. Only 1 home run and 5 RBIs. So you got to expect Mantle's going to pick it up. Let's look at his real-life numbers for a second. He hit .288. In part-time play, 23 homers. .392 on base, .538 slugging. So yeah, Mantle is certainly underachieved to this point in the season. Talbot ready to work now. The pitch to Mickey Mantle, 3-8 against the righties, and he draws a walk. So a 2-out walk to Mantle. And Pepitone will come to the plate after all. Pepitone comes in hitting .229, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Talbot in jam already here in the first and second, 2 down. From the stretch, the pitch to Pepitone. It's going to be a 4-5 to the left-hander. It's a grounder to second. Green has it to Harrelson, and that will do it. So the Yankees strand 2. No runs, 1 hit. And we are scoreless after an inning, just getting started here. Pull up a chair and spend an hour or so with me. In fact, for you diehards, I may do an evening game tonight and finish up April 30th. Then I can do my stat update. Or should I wait till after Sunday for that? I'll throw that out there. Actually, Sunday usually concludes the weekend series. I'm thinking of doing like a week after the end of each playing week. Do a stat update video like I did when I first finished manually inputting all of the previously played games. Anyway, I'd like your opinions on that. And here comes the Kansas City Athletics. I almost called them the Royals in the top of the second. It's going to be Green, Bryan, and Harrelson. Strat-O-Matic gets his sign. There's the windup, and the pitch to Dick Green is a 6-10 to the right-hander. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Jake Gibbs. He's a 3E5. Here's the roll on the play. On a 16, it's a pop out to the catcher. So 2X, Green retired, and here's Billy Bryan now. I forgot Green's stats. Green was second in hitting on the team. He comes in with a 308 average, no homers, 4 ribbies. Billy Bryan's only been in 6 ball games. He's 3 for 20 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Stottlemyre the windup now. Here's the pitch to Bryan. That's going to be a 5-6 to the left-hander, and that's a base hit up the middle. Kansas City with their first hit of the ball game. Billy Bryan with a 1-out single. Bryan very slow, as most catchers are, and here's Ken Harrelson now. Harrelson comes in hitting .279. No home runs, only 1 RBI from the Hawk. Another guy who really needs to get it going. His card's better than that. And Kenny, see, they're already together because I'm entering them after each game. So the only question is, do you want the stat update after Saturday's games are completed or after Sunday's games are completed? Now, I don't mean my Sunday or your Sunday. I mean after the games of May 1st, which was Sunday in 1966, are completed. Or would you prefer to have the stat update after? I'm kind of leaning towards Sunday because normally Saturday and Sunday the teams are playing each other. They're playing the same teams, in other words. And Monday they either start a new series or have an off day, generally speaking. So I think after the completion of Sunday's games, again, Sunday in 1966, not my Sunday. I hope I'm making that clear. Not sure if I did before. Runner on first, 1 away. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. From the stretch, it's a 1-2 against the right. He gets a base hit into right field, an open single. 1-2, a very odd number. Bryan could go to third on that, but we know he's not going to. Maris is in right, and Bryan, as previously mentioned, very slow. Purely station to station for him. And here's Wayne Causey now. Causey comes in batting .208, no homers, 4 RBIs. The pitch from Strat-O-Matic, 6-7 to the left. He gets a base hit into center field. It's an open single. Bryan can try to score on that. That's Mantle's -3. And as I said, a 1 through 9 runner. He'll hold up. So Brian clogging the bases for Kansas City as they load him with one out in the second. And Strat-O-Matic is in a jam already. Strat-O-Matic's had a rough go of it so far in this replay. Now trying to get out of this jam. The Yankees are at double play depth as Mike Hirschberger steps to the plate. Hirschberger has only been in 10 ball games. He's 8 for 33, hitting .242. No home runs, 4 RBIs. The full windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-10. Grounder to first base B. That's a force play. A run will score on that. That's going to go Pepitone down to Boyer, and that's it. So with 3-6, Causey is forced. Harrelson takes third. Brian will lumber in to score. And we'll give Hirschberger an RBI on that. It's 1-0 Kansas City. First and third, 2 down. And Talbot will be the batter. Talbot, a right-handed hitter, 2W. Strat-O-Matic could get out of this cheaply enough here with Talbot. And here's the pitch. It's a 6-4 to the right-hander. Fly to center field X. That's Tartable. Tartable, a fine outfielder, a 2-E2. And here's the play on an 18. He glides under it and makes a nice running catch to retire the side. No. Tartable's not the center fielder. What am I thinking? Excuse me, guys. Mantle's the center fielder on an 18. He glides under it and makes the catch for the out. What am I thinking? So 1 run, 3 hits. Strat-O-Matic does indeed escape cheaply enough. We go to the bottom of the second. Kansas City 1, New York 0. And Kenyon says, I had about 40 baseball cards of Causey, and why only 1 of Mantle? It was fixed. You think? I know what you mean. It seems that way, doesn't it? I don't think I ever got a Mantle. I have a couple of nice cards still. Nice to me, I don't know what they're worth. I mean, obviously the rookie cards, I realize, are the thing. I have a 72 Clemente that I treasure. His last card. I have no idea if that means anything or not in the collectible world. The Yankees will send up Boyer, Clark, and Gibbs in the bottom of the second. Talbot gets his sign from Brian. Here's the line that's going to take the cleat Boyer. It's going to be a 5-7 to the righty. It's a double to 5, and that's down a 2. It's going to be down for a double. Boyer rounding he's into second with a leadoff double. So 5-7 double to 5. The roll is a 2. Boyer, by the way, came into the game hitting just 167, 8 for 48, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Seems like this whole Yankee team could improve offensively. White and Elston Howard have had good seasons. I'm just talking about the starters now. Richardson pretty good, and everyone else seems to be greatly underachieving so far. And here's Horace Clark, runner on second, nobody out. Clark playing third base today, switch hitter batting left. Talbot's pitch is a 6-3. It's the comebacker, grounded to the pitcher X. Talbot's a 4E15. And here's the roll on the play. On a 13, that'll be the error frequency. The roll is a 5, usually trouble on a 13, and it is. It's a 1-base error, Talbot. I'm sorry, he's a 15. Excuse me. Roll of a 5, still a 1-base error. So another E1, as I mentioned many times already, it seems to me like these pitchers make too many errors. Boyer will go to third. I noticed that when I was manually inputting over 100 games in about a week span. E1, E1, E1. It's like, wow, really? The Yankees have something going now in the bottom of the second. They got runners at the corners and nobody out, and here's Jake Gibbs. Gibbs hasn't played much this year, obviously, with Howard being the primary catcher, but he's 4 for 8. Left-handed batter. Kansas City at double play depth. From the stretch now, the pitch to Gibbs, a 6-7 to the lefty, and he walks him to load the bases. Oh, my. So Talbot creating his own woes here in the second, first with an error, and then he walks Gibbs to load the bases, and here's Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic, a right-handed hitter. He's a 2, but with end power. They'll be back. Talbot a full windup now. Pitch to Strat-O-Matic, a 2-4. Mel Strat-O-Matic has a single. At least one's going to come in. Boyer will score. Clark can try to score. It's to center field. That's Tartable, a +1. Let's check Clark is rounding. He's a 14-15. He's coming. Here's the throw to the plate. And he's in there. It's a 2-run single for Mel Strat-O-Matic. The Yankees take the lead. Gibbs will take third on the throw. Strat-O-Matic will hold at first. That's just a little house rule of mine since I'm not playing super advanced base running. A slight mental adjustment. That's 2 RBIs for Mel. Let's not forget to credit him with that. Of course, when I manually enter the game, it would take care of that anyway. 2-1 Yankees, runners at the corners now. And Talbot in a jam. Here's Bobby Richardson. He singled his first time up. He came into the game hitting .268. Talbot from the stretch. Pitch to Bobby, a 6-4. It's a grounder to third base. That's going to be Causey again, a 3E62. Hold your breath on this one. Here it is. It's the error range. It's an E. It's the roll of a 6 on a 62. That's going to be an error. One base error, Causey. And another run will score. E5. Gibbs will cross the plate. Strat-O-Matic down to second. That's the second error of the inning for Kansas City, who's they're unraveling defensively here in the second. First and second now. Still nobody out. And the heart of the order coming up. Here's White. White batting left-handed. And there's action in the Kansas City bullpen. Aurelio Monteagudo is throwing down there. Roy White grounded to third his first time up. Talbot from the stretch. The pitch to White on a 1-5. Grounder to second base. That's going to be Green. His only play is to first, and both runners will move up. So Strat-O-Matic goes to third, Richardson to second. 1 away. And here's Roger Maris. 3-1 ball game, and now the Athletics will pull the infield in. I know it's early, but they don't want to fall any further behind. Runners at second and third. They already trail 3-1. Here's Maris now. Flew to center his first time up. Here's the pitch from Talbot. That's going to be a 1-6. Grounder to first base A. With the infield in, runners will hold. That's going to be Harrelson taking it to the bag himself for the second out. And here's Mickey Mantle. With his stats so far in this young season, boy, I sure get the feeling that Mick's about ready to explode soon. He walked his first time up. They could put him on to load the bases. But Pepitone has a nice card, especially against righties. No pitch to Mantle. Talbot the windup. The pitch to Mickey Mantle is a 3-8, and he walks him, and the bases are loaded. And the Yankees will bat around in the second. Talbot hanging tenuously now. I should say hanging on tenuously. Monteagudo's ready to go. Here's Pepitone. 3 runs already have crossed the plate this inning. Bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch to Joe Pepitone on a 3-12. He lines out to the max. Liner to second base. In this case, of course, the max is 1. And that will retire the side. The Yankees score 3 runs, however, on 2 hits. 1 unearned run, as far as I can tell. We've played 2 here in the Bronx, and it's Yankees 3, Athletics 1. And the question is Mantle's rookie card. I seem to remember a figure of $1 million floating around. One sold not that long ago. It was in the news. I think it was about $1 million, give or take. Give or take 100K. What's 100K? Yeah, Kenyon, I expect the Mick to pick it up here any day now. We go to the third. It's going to be the top of the order for Kansas City. Tartable, Campaneris, Jimenez. Tartable walked his first time up. The pitch from Strat-O-Matic. 4-6 to the lefty. He struck him out. Holy cow. Frozen. Fastball, outside corner. Tartable left with the bat in the cocked position. And with 1 away, here's Campaneris. Campaneris, another player I always liked a lot, a favorite of mine from the Oakland days. Not so much the Kansas City. I can't really say I followed them then. But you can certainly see some of the pieces in this lineup that would become part of those great Oakland A teams. Strat-O-Matic the windup. The pitch to Campy. That's a 1-8. High fly ball to deep left field. Bat goes. White, it's off the wall. White gathering it up now. Campaneris with his speed turns into second easily with a stand-up double. So 1-8, homer to 8. He's weak against right-handers, so that would be the only possible number he could homer on. But the roll is a 14, and he'll settle for a long double. And here's Jimenez now. Left-handed hitter. Flew out to right his first time up. Strat-O-Matic gets his side. The pitch to Manny Jimenez is a 1-12. Line out right into the glove of Richardson. So Jimenez is down, 2 down, and it'll be up to Dick Green. Green popped to the catcher his first time up. Strat-O-Matic the windup. Now there's the pitch to Dick Green. It's going to be a 4-11 right-hander. It's a base hit into center field. Campaneris can try to score on that. Mantle's a -3. Campy, a 17 with 2 out, 19, -3 is 16. Here he comes. Here's Mantle's throw, and oh, he's just safe. Photo play at the plate. And the ump says he is safe on a 16. Green, a 13 runner, will go into second on the throw. So it's an RBI single for Dick Green. That makes it a 3-2 ball game. And here's Billy Bryan. He singled his first time up. So Strat-O-Matic in a little bit of a jam himself here in the third. Here's his pitch to Billy Bryan. On a 1-4, he walks him. Walk to Billy Bryan. First and second, 2 down. And here's Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson singled his first time up. Strat-O-Matic trying to get out of this now. From the stretch, the pitch to the Hawk, a 1-2. That's a single into right field, an open single. Green can try to score on that. Mantle a -3. Green a 13 with 2 outs, 15. -3 is 12. And here he comes. Green is rounding. Mantle's throw to the plate, and he's out. Oh my, what a throw by Mickey Mantle. to gun down Dick Green at the plate, and that will end the inning. Kansas City does get a run on 3 hits, and they leave 1. Actually, they leave 2. Excuse me. And it's a 3-2 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Talbot now. Talbot's been in all kinds of trouble through the first 2 innings. And it'll be Clete Boyer to lead things off for New York. Talbot gets the sign now. Here's the pitch to Boyer. That's going to be a 3-2 against the righty. A tapper down to second base. Green has it. Over to Harrelson, 1 away. Still on my coffee today. Well, why wouldn't I be? I didn't get up till 9. Somehow that reminds me of some of the banter from Janis Joplin's live album, Janis Joplin in Concert. Here's Horace Clarke now, batting left-handed. 1-3, it's a foul ball behind the plate. Back goes Bryan, throws down the mask. He's got it. 2 away. And that'll bring up Jake Gibbs. Gibbs walked his first time up. Gibbs doing the catching today. And look at that. Gibbs, an *16 base stealer. And a 1-2-12 runner. One of those rare catchers who can run a bit. The pitch from Talbot is a 2-8 grounder to first. That's going to be Harrelson. Underhand to Talbot covering. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Fred Talbot. So Talbot settles down a bit in the 3rd. We played 3. It's Yankees 3, Athletics 2. Yeah, it was the intro banter to the song Get It While You Can, when she's talking about moving to San Francisco. The chick in the apartment downstairs from her, she says, I'll tell you what that chick had going on. She hit the streets at noon. I mean, I didn't get up till 3. That always cracked me up for some reason. Kansas City will send the bottom of the order to bat in the 4th, Causey, Hirschberger, and Talbot, and I'll take a moment to refill my coffee. And that one's going to need about 20 seconds of nuking. So we'll let Causey bat. Causey singled his first time up. And Miles Holmes, welcome Miles. Pleasure to have you, sir. Miles confirms that the rookie mint Mantle is over $1 million. The windup on the pitch to Causey is going to be a 4-6 to the lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Strat-O-Matic fans Causey, and here's Hirschberger now. Hirschberger grounded to first his first time up. It did drive in a run. Here's the windup and the pitch to Hirschberger. That's a 5-6 to the right-hander. A single to 5, but on a 13, that line drive's going to be right into the glove of Clete Boyer. And there's 2 away. And that'll bring up Talbot. 2W, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-6, and he walks him with 2 down. Strat-O-Matic walks the pitcher. Strat-O-Matic kicking the dirt on the mound now. He's not pleased with himself. And that'll bring up Tartabull, 0 for 1 with a walk. Strat-O-Matic from the stretch now. Pitch to Tartable on a 5-7. Ball 4, he loses him. So Mel Strat-O-Matic got 2 outs quickly here in the 4th, and then walks 2 in a row. And here's Campy Campaneris. Doubled and scored in the 3rd, 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to Campy. That's going to be a 6-6 to the righty. Oh my God, and he's walked 3 batters in a row. Can you believe this? And here goes Gibbs out to the mound now. Johnny Keane is beside himself in the Yankee dugout. He's trying to hide it, but you can tell he is not happy. Strat-O-Matic is an S7, so endurance certainly not a problem. And here comes Jimenez. Jimenez 0 for 2. Here's his giant card now. Full windup. The pitch to Manny. A 2-2. He pops it up on the left side. Boyer calling for it. Infield fly rule, and that's going to do it. So Strat-O-Matic wiggles out of the jam after walking 3 consecutive batters. The Athletics failed to score. No runs, no hits. They leave the bases loaded. And you have to think that they just wasted probably their best opportunity at the ball game right there. And Strat-O-Matic himself will lead things off in the bottom of the inning. Let's check on that coffee. Oh my, yes, okay. Okay. Here's Strat-O-Matic, now right-handed batter. Talbot the windup. The pitch to Mel is a 3-7 grounder to second base. Green has it. Over to Harrelson, 1 down. Here's Bobby Richardson now. Richardson 1 for 2. Talbot the windup. Pitch to Bobby. 2-6 against the righty is a grounder to third base. That's going to be Causey. He's got it. Throws across in time, and there are 2 away. And Jack, you're absolutely right. I stand corrected on that one too. I have to admit I lost track of how many outs there were. Just for a second. I mean, I looked down and the outs marker was right in front of me. And for Miles Holmes, this date in history was his 5th birthday. In 1966, you were born in 61. About 5 years younger than me. My birthday at the end of May, 1956. Here's White with 2 down. It's a 1-11 against the right-hander. A tapper down to second base. Dick Green, smooth play, throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Talbot. Talbot suddenly has retired 7 straight. And we've got a ball game. 4 innings in the books. It's Yankees 3, Athletics 2. So with Talbot settling down, Strat-O-Matic might want to think about doing the same. As the Kansas City Athletics will send up Green, Bryant, and Harrelson in the 5th inning. Green 1 for 2. Strat-O-Matic, the sign from Gibbs. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-6 base hit into right field. Green reaches out and just pokes one into right field, and he's aboard with a leadoff single. 17 stealer, not an asterisk. Strat-O-Matic a -2, however. Gibbs a 0. He'd be a 15 with only a roll of a 4 which translates to a 3 in 36 chance of getting it. And I've lost my crowd noise. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So he'll stay put. He's taking his lead now as Billy Bryan steps into the batter's box. Left-handed batter. He singled and walked today. Strat-O-Matic from the stretch. A 2-4 is a fly ball to right field. That's playable for Roger Maris. He drifts under it and makes the catch, one down. And that'll bring up the Hawk, Ken Harrelson. Hawk's 2 for 2. And I'm checking Miles' comment now. I'm going to have to put something in there to make that move up. Miles still has 74 cards. 66 is the only modern season I have in the board game. I haven't play the PC one a lot. I play the PC a lot as well. And the 365 online. I know I've neglected it for a while, but I still have a 1974 LA Dodger replay going on as a side project. Yes, it's a double meaning there, Miles. I am a Big Toll fan, and I also have a lung condition. So it's appropriate on at least 2 levels. Runner on first, 1 away. Here's Hawk, Strat-O-Matic. From the stretch, it's a 6-4 to the right-hander. It's a fly ball to center field X. That'll be Mantle. Mantle's a 4E3. Hard to imagine Mickey is a 4. Here's the roll on the play. On an 11, that'll be the error range. He's an E3. The roll is a 3, and Mantle makes a 2-base error. Oh, my goodness. Error Mantle. And Green's going to hold up at third. So error New York. And that could open the door. Second and third, 1 away. And here's Wayne Causey. Causey would like to redeem himself for that error he made earlier in the game. And how are we going to play it here? They lead by a run. Second and third, 1 out. The Yankees will bring the infield in. And here's the pitch for Causey. On a 4-8, swung on and missed strike 3, and holy cow, what a big strikeout that is for Mel Stottlemyre. The second time today he's fanned Causey. And now there's 2 away. And Hirschberger at the plate. Hirschberger, a W power. 253 hitter. I'm thinking about putting him on. And now Gibbs holds up the 4, and that's what they're going to do. So intentional walk to Mike Hirschberger. And Stottlemyre will try to use Talbot as his out man again. Of course, we remember in the 4th inning, he walked him with 2 out. A dangerous maneuver, perhaps. But here's the pitch to Talbot. On a 1-9, swung on and missed strike 3, and the move pays off. Stottlemyre gets out of the inning. No runs a hit. Kansas City leaves the bases loaded for the second time today. And it's still 3-2 New York. And I'll tell you my history, which some of the regulars already know this, but it bears repeating. I played cards and dice since 1970. Switched to the Windows game, around 1994, I would say. And I just got back into the cards and dice last year, and I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. I agree with Jack. When I had a 2-9 with the pitcher batting. And Kurt Miller's here to bail me out. Thank you, Kurt. Let's take a look at that. 2-9 is still a strikeout on Talbot's card. Fortunately. And it's still there in the dish, 2-9. And welcome, Kurt. Good to have you, my friend. Kurt, probably more than anyone, a keen eye for the game and a master of the factoids, and also has taken a very personal interest in the Chief Spokane Gary player of the game. All much appreciated. The Yankees will send up the heart of the order in the bottom of the fifth. That's Maris, Mantle, and Pepitone. Talbot gets the sign now. Here's the windup, and the pitch to Roger Maris is a 5-12 left-handed, a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Dick Green. Green, fine second baseman, 2E19. Here's the roll of the play. That's going to be an 18. Green has it, throws him out, one down. So Maris retired 4-3X. One away, and here comes Mickey Mantle. Mantle's walked both times today. Talbot the windup. The pitch to Mantle. On a 2-9. Struck him out. So Mantle down on strikes. Mantle trying to get on track, just hasn't been able to do it yet this season. And here's Pepitone. Joe's 0 for 2. Talbot the windup. Here's the pitch on a 4-4. It's catcher's card X. That will be Brian, a 4E12. And here's the roll on the play. On a 7, that will be a pop out to the catcher, and that will retire the side. So Talbot now quietly has retired 10 in a row. Another 1-2-3 inning for Fred Talbot. We've completed 5 here in the Bronx, and it's Yankees 3, Athletics 2. Strat-O-Matic getting ready to work the 6th. It'll be the top of the order for Kansas City. And Miles also with a fine appreciation for the music of Jethro Tull. Also just bought a dice roller. Yeah, the feel of it's the tactile thing, the feel of the dice. Of course, you can play the Windows game and roll the dice and enter it manually. I only did that once or twice. Then I got impatient. But now that I'm old and retired, I kind of think my patience has improved a bit. Here's Tartable now, 0 for 1, he's walked twice. Strat-O-Matic the sign from Gibbs. Here's the pitch to Tartable. It's a 6-6 left-handed, single to 11 on a 5. That's in there. Just past Richardson. Maris backs it up quickly. Tartable rounds and will hold with a leadoff single. Tartable with blazing speed. Strat-O-Matic a -2, so Tartable's a 17. He'll be held on, making him a 15. And he's going to try for the lead. 2 through 5 and 12. 8, he does not get the lead. And here's the next pitch to Campaneris. On a 1-7, that's a fly ball into left field, playable for Roy White. Drifts under it, makes the catch, 1 down. And here's Jimenez. Jimenez 0 for 3, left-handed hitter. Pitch from Strat-O-Matic, a 1-7, tapper down to first. That's going to be a force play. Pepitone gloves it. Down to Boyer, back to first, not in time. So Tartable's forced. Jimenez at first now. Not a threat to run. And E 1 through 11. And here's Dick Green. Green's 2 for 3 today. Strat-O-Matic, very deliberate now, getting his sign from the stretch. The pitch to Green on a 1-2, high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes White to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Dick Green with a 2-run homer, and Kansas City takes the lead. Holy crap, let's look at that again. 1-2, right-handed. Green has end power against righties. Of course, it's on his card anyway. The roll is a 5, and Dick Green. Remember, I was questioning him batting in the cleanup spot at the beginning of the game. And he's 3 for 4 with a home run. Is that true, Kurt? You're not just pulling my leg on that one, are you? From the movie, what was that, Full Metal Jacket? Mayonnaise. What a nickname to have, huh? Boy, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Here's Billy Bryan now with 2 away. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Strat-O-Matic winds and deals on a 1-7. Pops him up right side. Pepitone's there, and that'll do it. However, Kansas City strikes for 2 runs. A 2-run homer by Dick Green. And they take a 4-3 lead into the bottom of the 6th. We got a hell of a ball game going here today. And I'm delighted about that, of course. I've certainly been blessed with a lot of close games and late inning drama in the short time I've been doing this. And it makes it fun. It makes it more fun for you guys, I think. That's the main thing. Yankees will send Boyer, Clark, and Gibbs to the plate. Talbot, as previously mentioned, has retired 10 in a row. He's ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Clete Boyer. A 3-6 against the righty, and he walks him, ball 4. Clete Boyer aboard with a leadoff walk. Minus 218. Here's Horace Clark. Clark 0 for 2 today. Batting left-handed. Talbot now from the stretch. Pitch to Clark on a 6-6, ball 4, and he's walked the first 2 here in the 6th, and now there's action in the Kansas City pen. Montegudo is sat down. Ralph Terry, the right-hander. Paul Lindblad, the lefty. And the batter will be Gibbs. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So Talbot, after retiring 10 in a row, Now he walks the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 6th, right after being handed a 4-3 lead. Bryan's out to the mound. I had the wrong movie, Keith. Yes, an officer and a gentleman. That's the one I was thinking of. I had the wrong movie. So here's Gibbs now. Talbot from the stretch. It's a 4-10 to the left-hander. Fly to right field and deep. Back goes Jimenez. On the track makes the catch. Boyer can tag up and go to third on that. 12, 14 plus 1, 15. He's tagging. On a 19, he'll stay put. He's only out on a 20. So a loud out by Jake Gibbs, and there's 1 away. And here's Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic, a B bunter. He's going to lay it down. It's a 2. It's a 2 on a B, and he's going to beat it out. Strat-O-Matic bunts. Talbot fields it, has no play. It's a bunt single for Mel Strat-O-Matic, and the bases are loaded. Holy crap. And that tires Talbot. Talbot in S6, he's fatigued. Here comes Alvin Dark. Bases loaded, 1 out. Talbot with 5 1/3 innings. Only surrendered 4 hits. Control was the issue today, however, as he walked 5. Struck out 1. But the other gentleman not warm yet, they're going to go to Monteagudo, who is warm. Talk about a giant Jimenez card. Feast your eyes on that. Monteagudo, a right-hander. He's been used very sparingly this season. In fact, he has not been used at all. How's that for sparingly? This is his first appearance. He pitched in this game in real life. An extreme backwards right-hander seems like a good choice against the Yankee lineup. So Aurelio Monteagudo, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. May or may not be. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Bobby Richardson. He's 1 for 3 today. Monteagudo, the full windup now. Here's the pitch to Richardson on a 4-7. That's a fly ball B to which outfielder? Hang on, I'm going to go to the computer here. I want to be sure of this. Four, 7. It's to center field. So a deep fly ball to center field. Boyer can tag up and score on that. And this is important. He's a 12-14 plus 1-15. He's coming. That's the tying run. Here he comes. And he's out at the plate. Holy crap. And that'll end the inning. How about that? Normally, I'm conservative with the base running, but that was a no-brainer there. And Boyer is gunned down at the plate on the relay from Tartable to Dick Green to Bryan. The Yankees failed to score in the 6th. We've played 6, and it's Kansas City 4, New York 3. Here's Strat-O-Matic now. And how about that? Great information on a Jimenez there by Kurt Miller. July 4th, 1964, Mayonnaise became the first Dominican to hit 3 home runs in a game. And of course, we know the story of the season he was among the league leaders in batting. About a third to halfway into the season, and when Charlie Finley went down there and said he wanted him to try to hit more home runs, and it messed up his swing. And he was never the same after that. We got a hell of a game here through 6. It's 4-3 Athletics. They'll have Harrelson, Causey, and Hirschberger in the 7th. Strat-O-Matic at S7. This is his first inning of potential fatigue as he winds and deals to the Hawk on a 6-8, a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Richardson, Gold Glove caliber at a 1E17, and here's the play. On a 3, fantastic play by Richardson. Dives behind the bag, up with it, throws over to Pepitone. Oh my goodness, what a frickin' play by Bobby Richardson. It's a web gem. And that's the first out of the inning. Here's Causey now, 1 for 3. Struck out twice against Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic the windup. Pitch to Wayne Causey, a 3-7 is a fly ball into right field. That's Maris gliding under it, 2 down quickly here in the 7th. And that'll bring up Hirschberger, 0 for 2, intentionally walked in the 5th. Strat-O-Matic the windup. Here's the pitch. On a 3-7, lazy fly ball into center field. Mickey Mantle camped under it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mel Strat-O-Matic. And Monty Agudo will come back out. Pitch the bottom of the 7th. Makes total sense with switch hitter, lefty switch hitter coming up. Here's Roy White to lead things off. He's 0 for 3 today. Monty Agudo will wind up on the pitch. That's a 4-7. Grounded to second base. That's Dick Green, and he's got it. Throws him out 1 down. Here's Maris now. And what will certainly be Monty Agudo's last inning of work. He winds and deals to Maris on a 3-2 to the right-hander. Grounder to second base. That's Green again. Has it smoothly over to Harrelson. 2 ground balls to the second baseman, and here comes Mickey Mantle. Struck out and walked twice. Monty Agudo, the windup, the pitch to the Mick on a 1-9. Oh my God, he just missed it. Grounder down to first base. Harrelson will take it himself, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Monty Agudo. So a 1-9, right in his good column there, but this side is retired. And as we move to the 8th, Kansas City will send up a pinch hitter for Monty Agudo. He did a nice job. 4 runs, so 4 runs, 3 earned, charged to Talbot. Monty Agudo retired all 4 batters he faced. No walks, no strikeouts. Ralph Terry's ready to go for Kansas City. Terry also pitched in this game in real life. And on this season, May 13th, Manny Jimenez was waived by Kansas City. Thank you for that, Kurt Miller. Kansas City will send up a pinch hitter. Larry Stahl played in this game in real life. He's going to play here. Larry Stahl, a left-handed hitter, comes into the game 5 for 20. He's only played in 8 games. No homers, 1 RBI. Stottlemyre into the windup now. Pitch to Stahl, a 3-5. He struck him out. So Larry Stahl down on strikes. Back to the top of the order, and it's Jose Tartabull. 1 for 2, walked twice. Stottlemyre, the windup and the pitch. It's a 2-4. Fly ball to left field, playable for White. Right in the middle of his good column. White's there to make the catch, 2 down. And with 2 away, it'll be Campy. 1 for 3 with a walk. Stottlemyre the windup. The pitch to Campy. A 6-5 to the righty. A tapper down to third base. That'll be Horace Clark. Throws him out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Stottlemyre, who now has retired 7 straight since giving up the home run to Dick Green. Going to the bottom of the 8th, Kansas City will make a change. except he's due to lead off the inning, so that won't work. That would be a fustercluck of moves if I did that. Well, it's a slight improvement, I suppose. Just something I do, as most of you guys know, with the minimal at bat computer-only cards or the nameless cards. Jimenez has fulfilled his obligation. Ossie Chavaria will take over in left. Not much better, 4-18. Zero arm. The thing to do would have been to left Stahl in the game in left field and do the double switch, but then you'd have the pitcher leading off the 8th inning. And here's Ralph Terry now. Terry in the replay so far has been in 2 ball games. No record, a 3 ERA. He's only worked 3 innings. And Kurt Miller points out also that on May 17th of the same year, this season, Monte Agudo was purchased by the Houston Astros. So here's Terry now. He'll be facing Pepitone, Boyer, and Clark in the bottom of the 8th. 4-3 ball game. And if Franklin Long were here, he would say, drama time. So here's Pepitone. 0 for 3 today. Terry ready to work. Here's the windup. Pitch to Joe on a 6-10 to the lefty. It's a tapper down to second. That's Dick Green. Throws to Harrelson, 1 down. And Kansas City probably should have their closer up. Jack Acker getting loose. He's the save leader down there. 32 in real life that year. Here's Boyer now, 1 for 2 with a walk. Terry with the pitch. It's a 6-4 to the right-hander. Fly to center and shallow. Incoming Tartabull. He's there. 2 away. And here's Horace Clark. Clark 0 for 2 with a walk today. Terry into the windup. Pitch to Horace Clark on a 5-5 with a grounder to shortstop X. That's Campy. A 3-E-23. Here's the play on a 5. Fine play by Campy. Into the hole, plants and throws across in time to retire the side. 6-3-X. 1-2-3 inning for Ralph Terry. We've played 8. It's Athletics 4, Yankees 3. Stottlemyre still out there. He's pitched a fine game, but he's a run short right now. It'll be Ossie Chavaria leading off for Kansas City. Chavaria in the replay has hit .250. He hasn't played that much. He's 4 for 16 with 1 run batted in. Right-handed batter. Dooley Womack working in the Yankee pen, or throwing down there, I should say. Stottlemyre, the pitch to Chavaria. That's a 2-10 right-handed fly ball into right field. That's going to be Maris. Easy play for Roger, and there's 1 down. And here's Dick Green, the hero of the game so far with 3 RBIs. He's 3 for 4. 2 singles and the 2-run homer in the 6th that put the Athletics on top. Strat-O-Matic the windup. The pitch to Dick Green on a 3-2. Liner to third, right into the glove of Clark. Line out to the max. 2 down, and here's Brian. Strat-O-Matic the windup. Pitch to Billy Bryan on a 4-7. He walks him. A 2-out walk to Billy Bryan. Roof might come in anyway, but none of these guys can run except for Ed Charles, the normal starting third baseman. Or is he? Because Causey's played quite a bit lately. 385 at-bats for Charles. Of course, Causey won't stay on the team all year. He also gets traded. He ends up going to the White Sox at some point. So here's Harrelson. Runner on first, 2 away. From the stretch now, the pitch to the Hawk is a 5-4 grounder to third base X. That's Clark, a 4.65. Hold your breath on this one. On a 4, he's not going to get that. That's going to be a double. That's past Clark and down the line for a double. It's a 2-star double. Brian will hold up at third. And here comes Johnny Keane. And that's going to be it for Mel. So he almost gets there, 8 2/3. And let's look at the options here for the Yankees. They've got to get Causey and out and possibly Hirschberger. So it will not be Dooley Womack. It's going to be the lefty Steve Hamilton. Strat-O-Matic in 8 2/3 surrendered 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. 4 runs so far. He walked 5, 6, 7, one of them intentionally. Holy crap, that's 17 base runners in 8 2/3 innings. He struck out 4, 5. So Hamilton coming on to try to get Wayne Causey and keep this a 1-run game. Causey's 1 for 4. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. On a 1-4, left-handed, lines it right into the glove of Boyer. And that'll do it. Liner to short. No runs a hit, 2 left. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Kansas City 4, New York 3. And that's all for Terry. Elvin Dark's calling on his closer now. Jack Aker. Aker with 32 saves in the real season. Probably the best single weapon this Kansas City ball club has. In addition to the 32 saves, he had a 1.99 ERA and 113 innings of relief work. Let's see how he's done in the replay so far. He's been in 4 ball games. He's 0-1 with a save and a 7.36 ERA. 3 2/3 innings, he's allowed 6 hits. So kind of a disappointing start for Mr. Aker. The Yankees will send up Gibbs, the pitcher's spot, and Bobby Richardson. Aker ready to work now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Gibbs on a 3-7. That's a base hit, leadoff single for Gibbs. And the Yankees will have a pinch runner for Gibbs. He is a star 16 stealer. Aker a -4 hold, but Bryan a +3, so that would make him a 15. Hell, Gibbs could actually steal a base here. We're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher. They used Clinton in real life, but against Aker, that doesn't make any sense at all. Tom Tresh certainly makes sense. As does Roger Repose. They're going to go with Repose. Repose, a left-handed batter with some power. A little bit more power than Tresh against right-handers, although it's close. Boy, even though Gibbs is a 16, if he's not going to steal, he's only a 1-12 runner. On the other hand, they can't do much better. They could bring in Mercer, who's a 13. Hardly worth the effort. So here's Repose, runner on first, nobody out. Yanks trail by a run. Aker from the stretch now. The pitch to Repose, a 4-3 to the left-hander. That's a base hit up the middle for Repose. Gibbs can try to go to third on that. Tartable to center, a +1. Gibbs a 12-13 with nobody out. He's going to hold up. First and second, nobody out. And here's the top of the Yankee lineup. And Aker, with a brilliant, shining card, who struggled in the early going, finds himself in a jam here again in the bottom of the ninth. First and second, nobody out. And here's Richardson. Bobby. 1 for 4 today. Aker, the windup, the pitch. A 5-5, a fly ball to right field B. That's going to be caught by Chavarria. Gibbs can tag up and go to third. 12-14, he's tagging. 20, he's out on a 20. Holy shit, can you believe it? The only number he could be out on. And that's twice Bobby Richardson has flown out into a double play. Can you believe this? Holy cow. I don't even believe it. I figured it was an easy tag up. If nothing else, he holds his base. He's safe. 1 to 14. 15 through 19, he stays at second. Only on 20 is he out. And things are going Aker's way. Repose at first base now with 2 down. He's a 14 runner. That's about the best we can do. And it's up to Roy White. White's 0 for 4 today. Wouldn't he like to break that spell right now? On a 3-7, he draws the walk. And the Yankees are still alive. Oh my goodness, what a finish. And here's Roger Maris. First and second, 2 down. He's 0 for 4 today. Aker trying to close it out. Yankees trying to send it into extra innings or possibly walk it off. And here's the pitch to Roger Mann. On a 2-7. He walks and the bases are loaded. Holy crap. White down to second. Repose to third. Endurance rating of 3 for Aker. He's fine, but look who's coming to bat. Oh my God. Mickey Mantle steps into the batter's box from the left side. No place to put him. Sacks are full. Yanks trail by a run, 2 out in the bottom of the ninth. Aker, full windup now. The pitch to Mickey Mantle on a 2-4. Grounder to second base, and that's going to do it. Green throws him out, and that's the ball game. Oh, man, that double play killed him. That would have been it's a ground ball C. There had been 2 outs. There'd been 1 out, rather, instead of 2. What ifs, maybes, and might have beens. No runs, 2 hits. They leave the bases loaded, and the Yankee woes continue here. Four to 3, the final. Aker does indeed pick up a save. He wasn't great. 1 inning, he allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, bailed out by a double play, runner tagging up, thrown out at third. No strikeouts, no runs. Hamilton retired his only batter. Terry pitched a 1-2-3 inning, so your totals are for the Athletics. 4 runs on 10 hits, they made 2 errors. Yankees 3 runs on 6 hits, they made 1 error. What a freaking ball game. Absolutely, Kurt Miller. Absolutely. Your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game, Dick Green. 3 for 5. 3 of the 4 runs were driven in by him. A 2-run homer that gave him the lead. Couldn't be anybody else. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Keith Long says, it amazes me how Strat can mimic a pitcher in a game. He may be cruising for several innings and they can't get anyone out in an inning. That's so true. Yeah, it's amazing to me. After all these years even. I mean, over 50 years now I've been playing this great game. I've tried a few other baseball board games, but none of them to me could come close to matching the realism of Strat-O-Matic. So who gave up the 4th run? Talbot. Talbot, the hard luck loser. He pitched a good game. He drops to 1-1. No, they don't. What am I saying? What the hell is wrong with me? Stottlemyre, the hard luck loser. He drops to 0-4. He lost 20 in real life, remember? 12-20. Decent ERA. Did not get any support, and that's been true for him so far in this replay. Oh, I see what I did now. Talbot 3 runs, but 2 of them were earned. In any case, the computer game will fix that when I enter it. Talbot's the winning pitcher. He's 2-0. Aker the save, his second, I believe. Yep. And there's Franklin Long. He missed it watching racing. Which race was it, Franklin? Holy crikeys, what a game. Oh, the Daytona. There you go. I did not even know that was going on, so I beg your pardon for that. And what a ball game. The Yankees had chances. Dick Green, your player of the game. Final from New York as the Athletics nip the Yankees 4-3. Next game on the slate is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals at the San Francisco Giants. That's going to be Larry Jaster versus Bobby Bolin. And yes, Kurt, happy President's Day to everyone. Hopefully some of you guys got an extra day off for that. Of course, every day is a day off for many of us. I assume many of you guys, like me, are retired. Although I know one guy watched, I wish I could think of his name, I feel bad now. One guy who listens to it as he's delivering for FedEx. I remember that. Senior appropriate memories, I often say. So I may come back this evening and play that one, Cardinals at Giants. That's the last game for April 30th, a Saturday. So once again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I sure do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button on your way out. And this is Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant good evening. And happy President's Day. Take care, everybody.